All right, so this one, we started getting some parts in. This one here is pretty important. Let's check this out. I did just pull it out of the box. This is the rear track bar that was bent. It's a Dorman. I don't know if it says the part number on there. There's part number through the plastic, but we have this thing. Let's get it out of the bag. Let's go see if this is the right one. This is going to be kind of nice to get this installed because this is going to tell us if we need any other parts. I mean, these things are light. They just center the rear differential out here. So let's see here. Well, look at that. I would almost have to say that we have a big difference right here. So I'm going to see what I need for this, and then we're going to get these bolts out. What'll probably happen is I'll lay it across the top here. I'll get it started there. Then I can run a strap from the frame rail and pull it over and push the rear and the body that way, and that'll help center out our rear differential. And then I'll move it around and then just give my wheel gaps a look and see if we're where we need to be. This would probably be easier, you know, if you jack this up and then supported the rear with some jack stands. That would also help also. But pretty curious to see if we find anything else that's damaged. Like I said, I can't visually see anything that has any major damage right now at the moment. All right, so 21 mil, had a nut on the back right here. This one has like one of them stop locks. So still working on getting this side out right here. All right. You can definitely see it move around there. All right, both of them pulled out. Let's take a look at this. Looks like just want to lay these next to each other. We can take a view at just how bent this thing is. As I said, it looks like somebody hooked onto that, tried to give it a pull. So let's get this set in this side. We're just going to go up. And here's a pull. Get it up started. All right, well, this thing must have sprung back pretty close to where it needed to be by itself. Looks like we only got to go a little bit, which I'm pushing on the truck with my arm. It's moving. All right, I'm gonna get this tightened up and then we'll go up top, see what it looks like. Okay, so a little hard to see on this side, but it does look like it's still forward some. So we might have something else bent that's small. This one here seems to be pretty good. It did move it back in where it needed to be. So we definitely have some more issues that we have to locate. We might have to jack it up and actually get in here with a tape measure and start looking. Just looking at the control arms and stuff really quick. I didn't really get under this too much. I just kind of glanced under there when I got the bumper off and seen that that thing was bent. I knew I needed it, But I also knew that I needed to get that before I looked any further because nothing was really jumping out at me. So I'm going to take a quick look here, see what we can find. All right, you can see that it's installed in there. Actually looking pretty good. The spring itself is actually more this way where it needed to be. It would pretty suck to have to replace a rear differential from something so small, but anything is possible. They do bend weird places. You can see we had an area there where it was actually pulled over that way, so we've got our sway bars back where it needs to be. All right, let's try to so when you look at these right there, nothing there looks bent. In comparison to this side, oh boy, I think I bumped the key. Oh yeah, looks pretty straight. Looks like we have a bend right here, I think. Okay, let's take a look at this. Up front, nothing here. Looks like it's bad. We can't really get in here with any light. Let's some light down in here. And it looks like we do have some paint removed from right here. We have an indentation, so it looks like we're going to need a lower control arm for sure on this side. We'll have to double check and see what it looks like on the other side, but that looks like that. I mean, that right there could pull this side forward. That's all it takes. Just a little tiny bit. All right, now we're on the passenger rear. So let's try to take a look at here. Yep, no indentation down here. So we need a rear lower control arm. So I'll look into seeing what these things cost. We'll just maybe I'll just order a whole set. All right, so to finish this up, got this thing jacked up. We have a set of 4 brand new controllers. It just seemed better to buy them that way. Hey pups. So you can see, if you didn't tell earlier, I could tell that this was pushed up here just a little bit. So we're definitely going to need the upper and the lower on this side. I will be removing the tire on the other side after I get these together, but I don't think I'm going to need anything there. There's the new track bar. You can see it looks like when it was hit, it did push it up that far, that it did make impact here and rub just a little bit in the inner front here. So not bad, but oh, high speed over here. We got another one saying hi. All right, I'm gonna dig out the tools that I need. We're gonna work on swapping these arms. Looks like we got a bracket here we got to put back on the right way for the e-brake. All right, these are pretty fun to get off. 21 bolt, 24 nut. All right, here's what we got. All right, side by side. Doesn't look like there's any damage there, but you can see here, check this out. It actually has that end of that bushing oblonged out. That side's not too bad, but you can see it's deteriorated right in here. Down through here some. Wish I would have got that on tape. As soon as I broke it loose, you could see the whole rear shift back. Well, that's why. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is our lower arm right here. You can see we're nice and straight. You can see we're bent there. Everything else looks pretty good. Factory ones are labeled axle side. The aftermarket one that I have is not, but we have everything now fitted up. We did have some issues getting this top one in. I did have the vehicle, I did have it chocked, so that's why it only rolled a little bit, because the rear was pushing back with the spring when it started to separate. We had a jack stand there, and we did have a jack stand underneath our rear housing, so we weren't going anywhere. But all I did was I used a strap, wrapped it around the rear housing, and then attached right in here, and just pulled it forward, and the bolt slid in. Right now, I'm going to go pull the tire off the other side, inspect that. I don't think that there's any damage over there. Just give me something to get an eye on. All in all, it is coming back, but I do believe we are going to have some issues. So let's pop the other side off and take a look. It was pretty evening-ish last night. We still have some issues. I'm not exactly sure where or what. The suspension is acting really funny. So when you want to go backwards, it tilts the one way. So I guess the whole rear, the housing must be bent somewhere. It's too hard to see when it's in the truck, so I think that we're going to be ending up looking for a housing. We're trying to get in here and see what's going on. When I get in here, I still have to do the body work on this, so we're going to be pulling this out. This should be plenty fixable, at least close enough. So that's our goal. But then at that point, I'm thinking I might try to pick the bed up, then I can get a good straight down view standing on the frame, and I can see everything in the rear suspension for that. But everything's back on there the way it should be, the control arms, anything that appeared bent. So other than that, we have a major issue, unless we end up looking into getting another truck for parts, which is always a possibility here in the next couple weeks. And we'll just get a rear differential and maybe even a bed in color. So we'll just have to wait and see what time tells on that. So, but that's diagnosing, replacing the track bar, and replacing the rear control arms. So we got some more stuff to do on this thing for our project. We're going to be working on the front end. That's something that we can take care of. We still need to go and pick up the paint, but that's for another video.